Welcome to a 1v1 on Faymonville Approach. It's going to be Paul versus VindicareX, so some pretty big names in this replay. Everybody, of course, is familiar with Paul. I don't know if he's number 1 over Commando West right now, but he certainly has been many times. Very powerful OKW player. His Oster obviously is not quite at that level, but he's obviously working on it now, trying to make mechanized assault work. He's already chosen his commander and fielded some assault grenadiers, so he's going to try to do that. I think mechanized assault is very powerful in Faymonville Approach, so we're gonna see if he can make it work. And his opponent, VindicareX, has already chosen armored assault, which has radio intercept, crew repair, T-3485 call in, IS-2, Sturmovik, so a few late game options there for him to try and deal with the Tigers that are obviously already on their way. Vindicare going with 2 combat engineers, 2 conscripts. I'm pretty sure that's his standard thing. Likes to get that extra combat engineer squad for cap and power, possibly also map dependent. And they will vault the fence, making their way towards the cutoff here. Pioneers have already been forced away. We will see Tier 1 getting constructed here in Vindicare's base. And it's commonly regarded as the weaker opening against OKW, but against Oster, obviously it doesn't have the same shortcomings.
Engineer standing by.
And we'll see if he can make it work. He is going to get himself the M3. Now, getting that before any snipers. I suspect we may see at least one sniper from Vindicare. I think he likes the Soviet sniper on this map. But I guess we'll see.
Armored car has reported for duty.
Conscripts moving up to engage these pioneers now. What are they doing? They need to retreat. I'm not sure they're going to escape. One lucky shot from those conscripts could end that squad. They don't get sniped, and grenadiers charge into close range against the conscripts, prompting a retreat there. The M3 moves up on the assault grenadiers and will force them to retreat as well. Combat engineers should be able to get this fuel back under control, and Vindicare is also harassing the fuel here in the bottom left, putting Paul at a pretty bad fuel disadvantage pretty early here in the game, although Paul will cut off that fuel from Vindicare, so he'll only be receiving fuel from this point, which is actually connected by Paul for just a little while. So very briefly, Paul actually has 26 coming in, while Vindicare has only 13. That will obviously rapidly change as this fuel gets recaptured. And most of the map is actually red, Paul controlling most of the cutoffs. Or this cutoff anyway, and a lot of strategic points. Vindicare is going to need to spread some of his forces out and get some territory under control very soon. But in the meantime, the M3 is going to look for opportunities to try and force squads to retreat. Paul can't afford to just Faust it every single time it shows itself. Has no choice but to just retreat immediately upon seeing it. He does have a much larger force moving up, however, to support here. He does have the munitions for a Panzerfaust now, just barely. So this M3 can't get too close to that Grenadier squad. Assault Grenadiers here. Wow, full retreat from Paul. He will simply fully retreat. I thought he was pulling ahead in that engagement. I didn't really think fully retreating was necessary, but I guess he thought that was the smarter thing to do. These conscripts are going to make their way up here into the building. Grenadiers could have secured that building. They're just standing there. I don't know what they're doing, but Vindicare will get control of this building, and the M3 will force that Grenadier squad to retreat, I think, soon. I don't even know if Paul knows that they're standing right there. There they go. Okay. Meanwhile, over here, we've got mines going down. Combat engineers trying to get some territory under control. Vindicare is starting to take a very strong hold on the map. He's got 33 fuel coming in. Paul only has 16. He does have a medic bunker going up here, and he is going to need to get Battle Phase 1 somewhat soon. Definitely doesn't need a pack yet, since Vindicare will probably be stalling call-ins. Panzer Grenadiers would certainly help. That being said, he could obviously wait for the Mechanized Assault Group. What was that? Oh, I think he was about to Faust, but he canceled it at the last second. More Grenadiers from Paul's base making their way across the right side, and he's just going to keep cranking out Grenadiers. It's been his only unit purchased ever since getting the Assault Grenadiers, which is his first unit. And he will be forced to retreat by those conscripts at close range. Pioneers engaging from within the house. The flamethrower and this M3 will probably force them to leave that building soon, unless these Grenadiers are able to successfully screen it away. Paul is getting surrounded on all sides here. Mines going down there. Assault Grenadiers may get bled rather badly on mines in this area. There's at least 2 mines planted. They will move towards those combat engineers to clear them out before hitting any. And the M3 down here continues to be a serious problem for these Grenadiers, and Vindicare is going to get himself a sniper now. After 3 conscript squads and an M3, he will transition into a sniper. Oh, and a full squad of Grenadiers just got wiped over here as well. Assault Grenadiers trying to get that fuel back under control. Again, Vindicare's map control has been vastly superior to Paul's so far. He's slowly getting some territory back now, taking control of this cutoff. But being forced to retreat by the sniper. Actually, no, that didn't even fire. I think he retreated before he even saw that. The M3 is now going to move to counter-harass here, and again, Assault Grenadiers have no defense against vehicles. He'll take a nasty pair of flame crits there as soon as it rounds the corner. He needs to retreat that. What is he waiting for? There it goes. Does manage to escape, fortunately, since the M3 wasn't well positioned to chase. Mechanized Assault Group hits the field now. Paul has 90 munitions. I'm not sure what he's planning to spend that on. If he gets Panzer Strikes, he won't have any LMGs. But he's clearly making a line straight for Vindicare's sniper. Vindicare is researching AT grenades now. It doesn't have them yet. Sniper's probably going to go down here. Maybe. Panzer Grenadiers appear to be splitting their fire amongst the conscripts as well as the sniper. 1 model taken out. The Mechanized Assault Group is taking too much damage. I don't think he got clear. There's the AT grenade. Oh no! The full squad of Panzer Grenadiers just got wiped. Didn't even make it out of the vehicle. That hurts a lot. Sniper did not go down. He loses his full Mechanized Assault Group without really accomplishing anything. And Paul is now very seriously behind. Not sure he's going to be able to come back from that loss. Ooh, what was that?
Mines planted. Now we wait.
I think Paul just hit a mine somewhere.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory. I am getting tired of this shit! We rise in
I don't even... Okay, Grenadiers will make it away alive. That's the sniper's first kill, actually. So far, they have not actually been very cost-effective, inflicting only 1 loss and having to reinforce one, so reinforcing that sniper is extremely expensive. But the M3 really needs to get taken out. Looks like that's going to finally happen here. It gets too close to a Grenadier squad, receives a Panzer Faust. It is Vet 2, but it doesn't matter. I think. There it goes. Will get taken out. Wow, and the combat engineers inside are Vet 3. Which is actually going to make them very powerful for repairing later in the game.
enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
When Vindicare's call-in tanks arrive, and he is up to 163 fuel here. His fuel income has been slowed by Paul a little bit, decapturing both fuels, but Paul didn't actually get either one under his control either. But fortunately, he did manage to scrape together just enough fuel to bring in the Stuki. Stuki not nearly as scary to the Soviets as it is to Americans, for example. In fact, it's possible to kill it just by swarming it with AT grenades. And it looks like he's planning on doing that now. There's one already. Pioneers moving up for repairs. We'll be able to force them from the building with our flamethrower. VindicareX will have to look for other opportunities to take it out here. Paul not going to disengage and pull back for repairs. He knows that he's kind of behind and needs to start taking out a lot of infantry with this assault gun, if at all possible. There we go. Gets his first hit. We'll force retreat from that squad.
Crews can now repair their own supply sector under attack. Comrades! We are taking losses! Armor is attacking!
Sniper's getting a little close to the Stug E there.
Our headquarters is taking enemy fire.
Fortunately, they're spread out. And meanwhile, here on the right side, Grenadiers are about to wipe a flamethrower. Oh no, Vindicare, what are you doing? Oh, he just gave a flamethrower away. Oh no, don't lose this too. Is Zach even gonna get away? That squad barely makes it away thanks to Paul not having any LMGs. And I'm not sure he's planning on even making any. He's currently got 200 munitions, hasn't purchased a single one. Stugi moving up. He's following Mind Life also. And he's just going to dive straight into the base, which is a very dangerous thing to do. Vindicare's got 80 munitions, probably not enough to wipe that Stugi out entirely. Oh wow, Paul just got a second one. He is banking big time on trying to just seal the game now. He's not going to have much of a late game purchasing this many Stug-E's. And there's an AT gun right there. I don't know how this is going to go, but I don't predict it's going to go in Paul's favor with 2 damaged engine Stug-E's. He's trying to take that thing out at range, also dropping the light artillery barrage. He's brought it down to 4, 2. It could go down. There it is. He manages to clear it out. And Vindicare now has 2 Stug-E's in his base with no really good way of getting rid of them. But he is going to have the command points for the T-34-85 call-in soon, but that just doesn't matter. He has no manpower available. None at all. Paul is meanwhile all over the map getting fuel and victory points back under his control. And the sniper has managed to sneak out and will be able to force that assault grenadier squad to retreat, I think. Oh no, shooting at that flamethrower, okay. But this is very bad. With 2 Stug-E's in his base, he basically won't be able to reinforce at all. And it's going to take forever for him to actually somehow kill these. He's trying to sneak another field gun on, utilizing the same rally point though. It's probably just going to die. If Paul's not paying attention, maybe he'll be able to take out. No, he's dropping light artillery barrage on it already, trying to circle around behind it. Ooh. Lands quite well, taking out 3 of the 6 crew members already. And oh, what's gonna happen? No, main gun destroyed. Oh no, get it out of there, Paul. It looks like Vindicare may have the situation under control here. He's out reinforcing. Oh no! The Stugi just got abandoned in Vindicare's base. That is a huge turnaround. Paul has no choice but to try to take it out, but he fails. Oh no! What a horrible turn of events for Paul. He just gave a Stugi to his opponent. The map is pretty much completely red here. I haven't been able to watch the engagements happening in various locations, but it looks like Paul's pulling ahead as far as map control. Has all the victory points and fuel. Vindicare definitely bled manpower like crazy there, but Paul's not exactly doing amazing either in that regard. And the main thing to keep in mind here is that Paul is really behind in fuel. He's really behind in fuel, and he gave a Stugi to his opponent. So those 2 things are really going to turn the game around. And
we are losing supplies to the enemy.
He's going to need to be very careful. He's going to need to make good use of packs and teller mines if he's going to survive the armored assault that's coming. It's going to be a Stugi and at least 1 kind of call in. I don't know what Vindicare is going to go with. If I were him, I would probably get the IS-2. I don't know, or T-34s. Either way, complemented by a Stugi, that's going to be extremely difficult to deal with.
We need to re-establish our supply lines. Taking fire! They've opened up on us! You have a target? Standing by. We are losing territory.
Forces making their way out of the base. Assault Grenadiers are going to grab fuel. Oh, they hit a flare. Before retreating, the Stugi has been repaired. Paul doesn't really have a way to deal with that right now, except for Panzerfausts, which he obviously cannot afford to spam in huge quantities. He spent a lot of munitions on something. There must be Teller mines somewhere, because he hasn't purchased any LMGs. But wherever they, I don't know where they are. I guess I'm not really sure what he spent it on. Maybe just Fausts or something. I don't know. He's got a 53 coming in right now. He's got to be spending it on something. He just spent 60. Oh, he is buying LMGs. Okay, never mind. Just bought 2 LMGs. So that's 120. Engaging conscripts here in the north. There's a field gun supporting the damaged Stug, which has a destroyed engine now. And Vindicare is 30 fuel away from an IS-2 or 60 fuel away from his T-34s. Whatever he decides to purchase, he's going to have to float quite a bit of manpower. Almost loses a full conscript squad there. Mine takes out 2 grenadiers there in the north. And we've got more mines going down here in the south, which is going to make it a very dangerous area for Paul to send a Tiger when he eventually can afford one. It's going to be a while, however. And the LMG Grenadiers do catch that Zis out of position, but it will be able to get to safety. Flamethrower is going to engage those conscripts.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory. The peg gun is ready for orders.
And that flamethrower is getting a lot of crits on that conscript squad. They have to be careful. He's trying to capture the point without taking any bleed in return. The Stugi is also about to receive repairs here. That flamethrower squad's going to have to get out of there. There he goes. Meanwhile, these conscripts also struggling. That Stugi hasn't been quite as devastating, of course, as I kind of thought it was going to be. Fortunately, it got its engine destroyed by a Panzerfaust. So all it can really do is just defend this area, and Paul still has pretty much the entire map under his control, and you really feel the effects of Vindicare, losing so much infantry there with those Stugs in his base. Not to mention, Vindy is now floating 600 manpower as he tries to get a call-in tank, so he's got to try and get the map under his control with pretty limited resources at his disposal. Having that Stug is helping, but there's now a pack shooting at it. Still has a destroyed engine. I'm not sure it's actually going to survive this. Continuing to give vision with his grenadiers. I think it's going to go down. And that is such a shame to lose that. When it was such a turning point to steal. There it goes, out of control. The IS-2 is too late to save it. Lost it to a destroyed engine crit from a Panzerfaust, but I guess RNG begets RNG. Abandon tank in your opponent's base. As soon as you Panzerfaust it for like one time, it gets its engine destroyed. So I guess their luck canceled out this game.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
And there it goes. Vindicare definitely needs to make something happen with this IS-2. He needs to take advantage of the fact his opponent is not prepared. It looks like he's planning to do the exact same thing to Paul that Paul did to him. Just drive straight for the base. I'm not sure if it's going to work. There is one pack here. The second one's in production. Panzerfaust potentially on his flank. And there it goes. Vindicare will disengage. You can't just dive straight into that. Especially not with something that is such an expensive investment. And Paul is up to 180 fuel. His Tiger's going to be here relatively soon, especially because his map control has been so good. Oh no! Totally unsupported field gun. That is a huge loss. I almost wonder if Paul's going to steal that. Yeah, he's going to try. I don't know if he's going to succeed, and the IS-2 is probably going to be able to clear that out. Paul needs to move more forces to support this engagement, but using only AT guns and infantry to fight an IS-2 is not easy, by any means. The Assault Grenadiers are going to have to retreat now. What are they waiting for? Get out of there! Field gun sets up and fires on the IS-2 here. Pack got a nice shot on the rear armor as well. 2 shots! And that IS-2 is already down to about half health. That field gun needs to continue its retreat towards Paul's base. It does have a pack also screening, 2 packs screening, and LMG Grenadiers are moving up to counter the infantry. Meanwhile, VindicareX conscripts continue to take control of the south, pretty much completely unopposed, as Paul has to dedicate all of his current forces. Whoa, what happened here? Wow, huge shot by the IS-2, decrewing 2 AT guns in one shot. That has gotta hurt. He destroys the Zis gun entirely. The pack gets recovered, although it's quite damaged as well and needs repairs.
Good work, comrades. This now belongs to us. Combat engineers, the enemy is taking what we have secured. Engineers standing by. Soldiers ready. The enemy has cut off a sector. Go, comrades! AT gun. Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Panzerfaust, wow, Panzerfaust just destroyed the engine of this IS-2 from the front. It's now being shot at by packs. There's a lot of screening infantry trying to clear the AT guns. They will both get cleared, and the IS-2 will survive. Could lose this full squad of Grenadiers too if he's not careful. There it goes. More Grenadiers moving up to try to assist. He really needed those to screen for him initially. He's going to attempt to crew this now. Retreats the squad of Grenadiers. He's got 2 Gren squads here to try and clear out that stolen pack. This pack is now firing. More conscripts on the flank, but they're not going to be able to clear that pack out with Grenadiers screening. This squad of Grenadiers does clear out the stolen pack, but it is moved into the Soviet base. More infantry moving up to try and clear out this pack. He just can't finish the job. He needs one more shot, but he has no way to do it. He's gonna desperately crew the AT gun. Hope for a lucky shot. Here it comes. And he misses. He might get 2 though. No, I don't know. Maybe. And he misses twice. He misses twice. Oh, jeez. Light artillery barrage on the pack before it gets crewed though. Vindicare will easily be able to dodge it. Paul, however, does have the fuel for a Tiger. He just needs to float a little bit more manpower to call that in. He will be able to do so. Retreats a flamethrower here from the south, unable to harass that territory away from Vindicare. Maintaining control of the south victory point, but the victory points are stopped. And they're very even as well, 287 to 210. Paul holding the north, nobody holding the center, Vindicare holding the south. And they have both taken so many losses this game. Grenadiers will force a retreat from that conscript squad.
We have the point. Engineers have secured the sector.
And the Tiger has arrived.
Awaiting command.
I think the worst part of that engagement for Paul is the fact that he handed over 2 packs. That's gonna make things difficult for his Tiger. He really should not have done that. He was trying to be hyper aggressive to kill that IS-2 when really all he had to do was just sit back and defend with his 2 packs until his Tiger arrived and then try and get aggressive with his tank rather than with his team weapons. And as soon as the Tiger hits the field, he runs over a mine and sustains engine damage. He's brought to half health. The IS-2 is fully repaired. His Tiger is dead, basically. I honestly, Paul, I don't know what you were thinking here. I don't know what you were thinking giving your opponent 2 AT guns and then sending a Tiger in unsupported. I think that you probably could have played this part better. There it goes. Tiger's destroyed as soon as it hits the field, and playback's over. Well played, Vindicare. He had 2 Stug-E's in his base, but thanks to a little RNG, and by a little RNG, I mean a ton of RNG saving him, he managed to make a miraculous comeback. It looked like he was in an impossible situation, but his 1 AT gun just refused to die. And then the Stug-E got abandoned, and then it kind of snowballed out of control for there in his favor. Due to some crucial mistakes by Paul towards the end, Vindicare somehow managed to pull out a victory. So good game, well played, Soviets win.